Hello everyone, this is Iteta from MOROGORO. My name is FLORA MLAGI. I'm teaching geography. Today I'm going to share with you introduction to research, which is the topic found in Form 4, and this is the topic 1. Now today the subtopic which we are going to see is the introduction to research. As I said, the subtopic which we are going to see today is the concept of research. Firstly, we are going to see the meaning of research, what is research. Then from there, we are going to see characteristics of research, importance of research, and also we are going to see types of research, and lastly, we are going to cover on objectives of research. Concept of research. Now we have to ask ourselves, what does the word research means? Research we can define as a systematic investigation of a particular subject or issue of interest. Or another definition can be a research is a scientific and systematic way of collecting, examining, analyzing, interpreting data so as to come up with a reliable information. That is the meaning of research. So you can define that by saying research is a systematic investigation of a particular subject or issue of interest, or is a scientific and systematic way of collecting, examining, analyzing, and interpreting data so as to come up with a reliable information. Why do we say that a research is a systematic? It is a systematic because it follows logical sequence. Now on this, after seeing or after looking on the meaning of the research, now let us see the characteristics of a good research. What are the features of a good research? Firstly, a research should have well-defined purpose or objective. You will never conduct a research without having a purpose of conducting that research. So it should have a well-defined purpose or well-defined objective. Again, a research is a systematic. That is another characteristic of a research, that a research must be systematic, that it should follow a logical sequence. And also, a research is logical. Why do you say that it is logical? It is logical because it is guided by proper rules of thinking in such a way that we can think from part to the whole, that is inductive, or we can think from general to specific, that you start from a big one, then you go up to a specific point, that is deductive. This is what we are saying, that a research must be logical. Again, a research should be researchable. Now, if a research is not researchable, that is not a characteristic for a good research. A research should not be too broad or too narrow. You have to prepare a research, a topic which is researchable within the time, a given time, because a research needs a limited time, but also to cover the resources which is needed so as to collect various information from different areas. Now, if you fail to have those resources which will allow you, which will assist you to collect reasonable information from that, we cannot say that that is a research. Another, research should be free from bias. You can never conduct a research while you are biased to a certain sector or to a certain point or whatever. For instance, you can conduct a research which normally you will base on only type or single type of sex. Perhaps you are basing on girls only, forgetting about maybe women, forgetting about maybe men. That is not a good research. Now, if you decided to go in the field to correct a research or to conduct a research, make sure that your research is not biased in a certain aspect. Be empirical. A research must be empirical. in such a way that a research is related to one or more aspects which can prove that the result obtained from the field is real, correct. Means that we need to have viable evidences for the product, for the result which you have obtained from the field. Then another characteristic that a research is replicable. That if your research is not replicable, that is not a good research. A research result should allow verification by replication of the study to build a sound basis for the decision. And also, a research must be critically that the procedures used in investigating a research inquiries needs a serious examination of matter. That is, must be foolproof and free from. After seeing the characteristics of research, now let us ask ourselves, is there any importance for us to study research? The answer is yes. Now why? Because research will help us to develop a new knowledge. For instance, nowadays, the world is suffering from COVID-19 problem. Now for this one, needs people to conduct a research to see what are the causative, which treatment could be used so as to cure the disease. From that, we can get a new knowledge. But again, it helps scientists to improve various human activities. And this is for the betterment of the people. For instance, in village, most of the people are engaging themselves in agricultural activities. But nowadays, you may find that the soil have lost its fertility. Therefore, scientists will sit down to find which ways could be taken so as to improve soil fertility, so as to obtain reliable, also as to obtain good product from the farm. But again, it helps to test the viability of the theories and possibly to come up with. It helps to test the viability of the theories and possibly to come up with a new theories and the laws. Therefore, we have so many theories we know. For instance, for those who are taking physics, there is a Archimedes principle, I think, because I'm geography taker, I'm not a physics taker. Therefore, you may find that some scientists will sit down and verify what that have been obtained. That is there any truth on this or not? Again, research help to aid knowledge, to add knowledge from the existing one. Mostly, all of us here, we have various knowledge, but people or someone can decide to conduct a research so as to get more knowledge concerning what we understand, what we know. Also, a research helps us to solve problems in society. We have various problems in our society, so scientists may sit down and find which one will be a good solution to solve those problems. Ourselves, is everyone a researcher? The answer is no. Not everyone is a researcher. A researcher is a trained personnel, someone who is capable on sitting in libraries, perhaps taking some experiment and come up with a good result. Or you can sit in the library looking various literatures, then from there you can come up with a result. Now, not everyone is a researcher. But again, what are the problems facing research? There are various problems. Why some of the people fails to accomplish the researches which they are doing? It is because research is very expensive. It requires a lot of money. And most of us, particularly we developing countries, we don't have enough money to accomplish what we are starting. That is one of the problems. But again, research needs expertise knowledge. Now, without expertise knowledge, it is not possible for a researcher to come up with a valid solution or with a valid results. The third problem of research is language barrier. As I said, sometimes you will be forced to conduct a research to the interior where people do not know how to speak English or how to speak Kiswahili. Now, it needs someone to interpret what you are talking so as to get this one provide the fundamental body of knowledge, the basic one. This one adds knowledge from the existing one. It doesn't necessarily that provide a result of immediate problem. No, that you have something in your head, now you need to add some information on it. That's what we call a basic research. For instance, you may find that psychologists are conducting a research, are doing a research on a behavioral pattern of a child development. That does not mean that those psychologists, they are not knowing that the child is growing, following a certain steps, but they need to add knowledge from what most of the people knows. The second type of research based on content is applied research. The applied research, this is the type of research conducted so as to come up with a solution to solve an immediate problem. For instance, nowadays, there is a big problem worldwide, COVID-19. Therefore, most of the people are doing research so as to come up to solve, to come up with a solution to solve that problem, this problem. But the third one is descriptive research. This is the type of research aiming at describing a certain situation or a certain event or a certain phenomenon. It involves process like observation. You can go somewhere, you can observe something, whether by doing or by seeing only, or by description or by describing what is happening there. Or maybe you can document it, and after observing, after describing, then you can document it. Then you come up with that such type of research, which is known as descriptive research. What we call evaluative research. Evaluative research is the type of research aiming at analyzing the progress of a particular program. Perhaps there is an ongoing program taking place in a certain area. Now, this program has a limited time. Now, by so doing, you can find that people are conducting a research so as to see how the progress of that program which is going on. Now, this is the first way of categorizing types of research. But the second way, you can base on content. We can categorize a research based on content. And this, we can come up with only two types of research, which is qualitative research and quantitative research. Now we can ask ourselves, what is that qualitative research? Qualitative research is the type of research which is, once you conduct it, you can come up with non-numerical data or verbal data. Mainly, this is commonly in social science studies. I said that mainly it is commonly in social science studies. Preference for a certain product, behavioral pattern of a certain product is part and parcel on this type of research. They normally analyze in subjective manner. Means that wherever you see will not be the same as someone's views. Therefore, you may find that sometimes we will differ in viewing something because subjective. It is not objective that 1 + 1 is equal to 2. No, that is basing on people's view. This is what we call qualitative research. But quantitative research, this is the type of a research which generates numerical data. That is the type which come up with the numerical data. For instance, there is the increase in number of population in a certain area. Now this increase obviously will be in a certain number. Therefore, the numerical number generated can facilitate drawing conclusion with the certainty by using statistical analysis. For instance, we can know the growth rate of Tanzania while census have been conducted in 2012. 2012, is it? Yeah, now from 2012 up to date, now we can estimate the number of people increasing in our area basing on the increase of people per year, increase rate per year. Now from that one, we can know nowadays we are about a certain number of people in our country. Next. Now after seeing types, I think students, you can memorize those types of research, and if you have been asked or maybe to explain types of research, you should first use those two categories, because some books have been mixing those types. Therefore, you need to be very careful. You can categorize using those two criteria. Now, let us jump to the objectives of research. Why do you think that it is important, or people are interested to conduct a research? What is the aim of conducting that research? We conduct a research so as research helps us, assisting us to seek or to come up with the information. We need to know, we need to come up with the various information. So as it is obviously important for us to undertake a research so as to get about various types of information. Again, another objective that we are conducting a research so as to seek solution for a particular problem or issue. That there is a prevailing problem in a certain community. Now, in order to get a solution of that problem which is prevailing in a certain area, we have to conduct a research so as to come up with the solution of that problem. The next is to examine progress. As I said before, the types of research that this one helps to examine the progress of a particular program. Particularly, there is a program, for instance, there is a program taking place on a certain area, like our program, which we have started. Now, sometimes it needs a research to see how the progress of the program which we have initiated here in Morogoro. Now, that type of research, that one is the aim. Now, it will force people to conduct a research. Now, it will be the aim, it will be the objective of conducting such research, so as to see the progress of that program. How far have we gone? Have we succeeded or we have failed? Now, this one is one of the objectives makes people to conduct a research. But again, the next one, research. One of the objectives of conducting research is to facilitate innovation. Without research, we can never innovate something, anything. That when we see those developed countries have been developed because they always in the laboratories making various research concerning various people. So as a research will facilitate, may be done so as to innovate something or to improve an existing idea or to test theories and ideas. That someone can be interested to conduct a research so as to prove, to test that this is theory. Is that the theory? Is it true that the results obtained from that one will be the same as what I'm going to obtain? That is another objective. But the last objective today, but not at the least, the last objective is to accomplish academic requirements. You may find that most postgraduate students will be awarded their certificates after accomplishing that requirement. That is what why it is important for us to conduct and research the objectives. Now, this marks the end of our topic today. I'm assigning you to go to the libraries, finding various resources to see more information concerning what we have learned today. Thank you very much. You are warmly welcome.